Next week, Panorama reports on the very big business of waste disposal, said to be one of the fastest legal ways of making a fortune. Imports of foreign waste are rising dramatically, and consignments of hazardous waste are being transported on our roads more and more, as our standards and regulations appear to be not only too weak, but to vary from one part of the country to another. Not in My Backyard, in Panorama, next Monday night at 9:30.
Young comics from America feature in a new series starting tomorrow at 10:35. Our own Jasper Carrot introduces new names like
Bobby Slayton or Glenn Hirsch, Bobcat, Kipper Dotter, Rita Rudner. Who?
I do date, I do. Only I don't call them dates anymore. I call them what they are. Hopeless acts of desperation. Do we have married people here, or are we all from New York?
People give me advice about being thin. They think they're helping me out. They go, "You're too skinny." I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Do you eat?" Oh, I never thought of that before.
Jasper Carrot introducing Stand Up America tomorrow at 10:35 here on BBC1.
BBC2 in 3 minutes will be showing highlights, if that's the right word for England supporters, of the third test, which ended within half an hour of the start of this morning's play. Here on BBC1, Paul Newman is the star of our Monday film, Fort Apache, The Bronx. Next week, Roger Moore as the man who haunted himself, when, after recovering from a near-fatal accident, he learns the terrible truth about what appears to be his dual existence. Early tomorrow evening, BBC2 continues the RKO season with some thrillers and chillers, and the greatest monster movie of them all, King Kong. Fay Ray is the girl who gets taken up in Kong's clutches at 6:25 tomorrow on 2. There's no place like home to welcome you to the start of tomorrow evening's viewing on BBC1 at 7. And at 7:30, we'll be at home again with those EastEnders. Problems of a family who can't cope are faced by Inspector Kate Longton in Juliet Bravo at 8. And at 8:50, more of your points of view, posted up by Anne Robinson at 8:50. After the 9 o'clock news, we continue the season of Dennis Potter plays with Joe's Ark, starring Freddie Jones, with Angharad Rees as his dying daughter. A new series begins at 10:35 with Jasper Carrot introducing comedy talent from across the Atlantic, filmed at the Comic Strip in New York, and also in Los Angeles. And finally, at 11:10, time to clean out the wok and trigger up the chopsticks as Ken Hom returns with his highly successful and watchable series on Chinese cookery. Well, that's tomorrow night here on BBC1. And here's a look at the weather. It'll be another very humid night in the south, but fresher weather over Scotland will continue to edge south. Tomorrow, most places will stay dry with some sunshine, but some showers are likely, especially in the far north and around the middle of the day in the southeast. Temperatures will generally be a little lower than today, but it'll be quite humid in the south until the evening.
Claude goes to the seaside. A cautionary tale for caravanners.
There, I think I've got everything in. Hey, I'm looking forward to our holiday, aren't you, dear?
Yes, dear.
Just a moment. With all this weight at the back, I'm not safe to be taken anywhere.
Yeah, oh, do stop fussing, Claude.
You mark my words.
Stop!
That's done it. The whole lot's shifted up front. You'll never manage now.
Hey, hold your head up, Claude. You're making it very hard to steer.
Oi, there's a speed limit for caravans, you know.
All right. Don't panic. I'm putting the brakes on.
Help!
Hey, pack that in, Claude.
It's not my fault. I told you we were overloaded. Next time you take a caravan on holiday, please, don't overload it and keep within the speed limit.
That was a public information film. Well, our caravan here on BBC1 has ground to a halt now as we end our evening with the time just at 30 minutes past midnight. It only remains for me to remind you, as usual, that Radio 2 stays on the air throughout the night, and to now wish you, on behalf of all of us here, a very good night.